Welcome back. I'm Wyatt Goolsby in for Lauren Ashburn. Christmas season is almost here with lots of pictures and video of presents, pageants, and parties. But photos won't help everyone remember. More than 5 million Americans have Alzheimer's disease, and a recent poll finds many in this country are uninformed about how vulnerable they might be. For a closer look at the study, we're joined by Katherine Hayes, Director of Health Policy at the Bipartisan Policy Center. That's a think tank based in Washington, D.C. Katherine, welcome to the program. Let's take a look at some of the key findings in the poll that we discovered here. Only 22% of Americans know that Alzheimer's disproportionately affects women in particular. What do women need to know about the disease?
Well, first of all, they need to know that just because you don't have a family history of Alzheimer's doesn't mean that you're not at risk for it. And many women not only end up being victims of Alzheimer's themselves, but they are also the primary caregivers for friends and family members who are often afflicted with Alzheimer's.
And caregiving can be a big challenge for a lot of those families, especially when you think about the cost of health care. It was interesting reading about the cost of health care because back in 2014, the average annual cost to living in a nursing facility, for example, is about $90,000. I can only imagine how much that's gone up within the last 3 years. How can we better prepare financially when the costs just keep going up?
There are a number of things that you can do. One is if you're still younger, if you're my age, for example, you can look into buying private long-term care insurance, and that will help offset some of the cost. You can also think about your retirement savings, both in terms of paying for food and lodging, but also in terms of paying for your long-term care.
Sure. November is also, interestingly enough, National Caregiving Month, so families will be obviously getting together for the holiday season, and you guys often encourage them to talk about the long-term health care needs when it comes to caregiving for family members and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about what families should talk about specifically when they think about their future needs.
Sure. You know, this is going to be a difficult issue because it involves family finances, but really what you need to ask your parent or loved one is who they really want to take care of them. If they need help with things like bathing or dressing or managing medications at some point in the future in order to remain independent at home.
It's so important. Why is that so important just to plan that out when you think about the years ahead?
Well, all too often it hits the family when a mom or dad is being discharged from a hospital and no one really knows what to do. They know that the parent can't stay home alone, but they haven't made plans as to who will step in the short term and figure out exactly what kind of care they need.
Sure, it's so important, they said, just to be able to plan and talk about it even among family members and loved ones. And we're happy to highlight National Caregiving Month as well. Katherine Hayes, Director of Health Policy for the Bipartisan Policy Center, thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you.